birthday set. Bear in mind, yesterday was my birthday, so I had to spend my birthday like this. I don't know what happened because usually when I do my nails, they turn out great, not like this. So I don't really know what happened this time. I'm so disappointed in myself, but I will fix them today because I might be going out with my girl on Saturday for my birthday celebration. So there'll be a lot of pictures. So I need to make sure that my nails are on point. Yesterday I had to spend my birthday alone and I didn't mind having this, but it was so hard to have them. So yeah, let's get to it. So let me just cut this shit out because this is rubbish. This is bullshit. Sorry for the language, but I need to remove these things. And while I remove them, I thought I should share my story. Since yesterday was my birthday, I really had a hard time and like I was really depressed. Oh my god, I was really depressed and I didn't know like what to do. And I just felt like my life is just not going the way I want. And I was suicidal for some reason and I just spent my whole day just crying. I had nice things that happened, but also they didn't make that impact to me. And I don't know why, but I feel like with my mental health, I've been struggling a lot. Um, I feel like the more I grow is the more I'm gonna be a mental patient. Like I don't want to be a mental patient anymore. I want to be better. I want to be okay, and I don't want to depend on medicine to be like normal for a day, to be normal or to be able to sleep. I really don't want that. And yesterday all those feelings came and I had a hard time just coping. So I just thought maybe if I talk about it, I would gain something from this. I just needed to talk because I'll see my psychologist like later next month. So I need to talk about this now. So I was feeling really low and I just thought it'd be better for me if I die because I don't want to have another birthday still a mental patient. That is so hard for me. I don't want that. And I feel like I'm almost 30 now and I should be okay. I shouldn't be in the situation at all. I've grown up as a sick child and I am still a sick adult. When I was growing up, older people used to tell me that when you're a sick child, when you grow up, you won't be sick anymore. And I think I've seen that with my sister. She's exhibit A. She grew up sick. She couldn't hear. She had to wear a hearing aid and all that. But when she got to her 20s, she was okay. And even today, she's okay. She can hear properly and all that. I grew up as a sick child, worse than she was. And I'm still a sick adult, which is hard for me to accept now. Especially yesterday, I was a bit okay with it. I thought, okay, this is my life, this is how I'm gonna be. But yesterday, that didn't happen at all. I had a hard time. I don't want to lie. I don't want to be in this situation at all. At all. It all started with depression. I had depression in high school. And it started with me being suicidal, and I didn't understand why I was feeling like this. So, only to find out that I had depression. I had struggles to cope in school, and that's how I discovered that I had depression, and I had to take pills. Oh, I had to take pills as a child, a teenager, every freaking day. And I felt like the depression pills make me feel more crazier than I was. Because I felt like people, at the time, I felt like people with depression, since they were called mental patient, I thought there's something wrong with them. So I felt different. And I felt like the medicine was making me feel like a different person. So I decided to like default and stop taking them sometimes when my mom was not like insisting on them. But I would take them when she was around, but when she was not, I wouldn't take them because it made me feel somehow. But things got worse, and I started like losing breath, fainting for a couple of minutes. Then I wake up and I would collapse for no reasons, and then I went to see a doctor again, and I was diagnosed with anxiety. So as a high school girl, I was diagnosed with, I had depression and anxiety. I had to take more pills. Do you understand how traumatic the situation is? And as a child, how do you make sense of what is happening? Getting to take pills every freaking day, like a chronic person, just because there's something wrong with my mind. That's what I was thinking at that time. There's something wrong with my mind. Mentally ill. Mentally ill. So I felt different. Like I felt different from everyone in life, and I didn't know how to react to the situation. It was hard for me. It was really hard, and it affected me in a lot of ways. But I tried to make sense of it, and I couldn't. And that led to me being more suicidal. And to the point that I stopped being suicidal, then I started attempting suicide. And every time I would cut myself, overdose, or take poison. And each time I do that, I didn't die. If I overdose, I would wake up the next day feeling weak. If I took poison, I would wake up the next day with a bad headache. If I cut myself, I would wake up the next day with a lot of pain. But death never came. I wanted to die so badly that I attempted suicide every day. So as I started being more suicidal every day, every time I guess the doctor noticed, and I felt like every time I went to the doctor, I would end up being in a hospital. I would get admitted to the hospital, and then things got really, really worse. Being in a hospital makes you more depressed because you do feel abnormal, especially when they take you to the psycho ward. Like you see how everybody is like, and you like, I don't belong here, but I am here. And the worst thing about being a suicidal person, like when they admit you, they don't just take you to the psycho ward, they take you to emergency. And emergency has like really, really sick people. Sometimes when you wake up, somebody is dead next to you. So that is traumatic. Like that is traumatizing a lot. Like, and you get to ask yourself, like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Am I really that bad that I ended up being here? And with me, everybody knows I don't look like I have mental health issues. I do color hair, I do my nails, and every time I go out, I look like a slay queen. And imagine being like that and ended up in a emergency section, and then from there you are taken to a psycho ward, and you see everybody being different than you are. It really takes like a toll in you. Like you just feel empty and broken. Like you really like this is reality, and you're like, wow, I'll never be okay. And that makes things worse. And I don't know who made this law that when you feel suicidal you have to be taken to a hospital. I think being at the hospital made me more suicidal than I was. I didn't want to be end up like the people that I saw at the hospital. And that makes you want to take your life even more because you become scared of how the situation will be like. That's how I was. So things got really worse, and I started like having blurry vision. Every time I'm like exposed to light, I would have migraines, or just other days I would wake up with a bad migraine. I would start having like a painful headache that's like one side, like here in the eye, left eye. And I would vomit the whole day. And the next day I would wake up feeling really, really hot. Like nothing in this world is as painful as a migraine. I've never given birth, but I don't think it's as painful as a migraine. I've always had period pains, and my period pains were so, so painful. I would crawl every time I had them. But migraines, you take headache pills for headache or pain pills, but you ended up just vomiting them out, and it doesn't get better for days. And when it gets better the next day, you wake up and you feel like your brain just shrink every time you like bend down. It's like "Ooh," and then you go up "Ooh," and it's really really painful, and your body is like weak and you feel like you could just die. And during the and while you have migraine, you feel like you can just cut your head off, and you feel like it'd be all better if you just remove your head. It's only painful here, but it makes your whole head like feel like hell, like it's burning or something like that. So with that, I ended up having another disorder called conversation disorder. I don't really understand it. I still don't understand it, and I'm not gonna explain what that is. But I had three disorders at a young age. But I was on my 20s when I had that. So, but still, it was hard. I just hated it, especially the migraines made me feel like I was in hell, like I was punished. I would tell myself, like, look, every time when I have a headache, I would be like, I think it's gonna be better if I just die than to feel this pain. This is hell. I feel like I did something wrong in my past life or something like that, and I'm living in hell. That made me feel worse, and with how I felt, I tried to kill myself even more. But I don't know if it just feel like with death didn't want me at all, because the more I try to kill myself is the more I wake up the next day feeling worse than I ever did when I tried to commit suicide. And I would go in and out of the hospital because of that. And then one day I went to the hospital and I had another disorder. At the hospital they told me that I have borderline personality disorder. I still don't understand that. But when they explain, it kind of makes sense because of how my relationship with my partner was, and I feel like the way things were, it was because of the disorder and how he treated me. I understand how I ended up having a disorder because I was in like an abusive relationship, which makes my situation even worse than it was. So yeah. Whew. So after a few months I went back to the doctor at the clinic, different doctor, and she told me that I had bipolar disorder. Like, I I know sometimes when you don't know something, like you tend to judge it. I didn't know anything about bipolar, but from where I saw it, like there was this other series I watched, and this girl had bipolar, and she was acting crazy, like she was a lunatic. So when I heard that I had bipolar, I was really confused. Like I felt like I was really crazy, like a lunatic now, because like I have bipolar. And like I asked the doctor like a lot of questions, like how, why, and how. Most importantly, there was like how did I end up being a mental patient, a bipolar patient? It didn't make sense. But she asked if she can change my medicine, and she asked because she said that the bipolar medicine will make me gain weight. As you can see, I was a slender, like I was thin, really thin. So, but anyway, so she was like, the bipolar medicine can make you gain weight rapidly, and are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that because I don't want to have bipolar, but I wanted to get rid of it. So if taking bipolar pills can make me get rid of it, then I didn't mind. So she changed my medicine, my medication, and it was a lot of medication that I had to take. But after she changed it, I felt better. First day I took the pills, I came back and I took the pills like for sleeping. With depression and the other disorders I had, I only took pills in the morning. It didn't say what time, and I took pills at night. It didn't say what time. But with bipolar, I had to take pills at 7 a.m. in the morning and 7 p.m. at night. So I had to sleep early. And so I took the pills the same night that I was given them, and I was able to sleep like a baby. I had insomnia, so I couldn't sleep at all. But when I took the pills, I slept like a baby. The next day at 7, I took the morning pills and I felt better. Like I felt like I was normal, and it didn't make me feel crazy or anything like that. The medication was really good. I liked it. I didn't feel like I took medicine at all. I felt normal. And my anxiety got better when I took the bipolar medication. My anxiety got better. Or maybe because they added anxiety medication too. But my anxiety got better and I felt like I was better. But still, because I didn't understand why I was a mental patient, still I had hard time with that. But the more I went to therapy, but it's not therapy. I was okay for a while. The bipolar pill medication was really helping me, and therapy was helping me. So last year, I decided not to go for therapy. I only saw my psychologist last year, February, and we didn't have much to talk about. So the conversation was about my relationship. So with that, I thought I was like, hey, maybe I'm okay. So there's no need for me to go back to the psychologist. So I stopped going to the psychologist. I was not working last year, so I stayed and I just lived my life. Most of the time, I was watching K drama. I think it helps. I would wake up, clean, watch K drama like every minute of the day. Um, um, I didn't like have any worries at all. Ah, until my feet started being painful. My feet problem started last year, but it was not as bad as it was last year. I think it was May when it started being really painful. Like I would get up and try to do dishes, and about like 5 minutes later, I would just sit down because my feet were hurting me, were painful, and I didn't know what was going on. So my mom went to the church and asked around, and only to find that I have a spiritual calling, and that was hard for me to understand either, like why me and all that came in my mind. But I think I always tried to avoid thinking because of my mental health. I didn't want to be worse. But another thing, as much as I was okay, last year was worse because every time I went to the doctor, the doctor increases my dosage, medication dosage. Like they always increase. Even though I understand because I had hard time sleeping, I would stay awake for 3 days straight, not even a wink of sleep. And that's one of the reasons why they had to like increase my dosage. And that really made me not understand, but I always try to avoid thinking about it by just watching K drama. So when the spiritual thing came, and it was hard for me to understand, but I just told myself because I'm in pain, I need to deal with it. And I told my mom that I'll be okay and do what I have to do, what has to be done. I mean, so I accepted. But on my birthday month last year, things went dark. I had a problem. Like I don't know if this is part of it, but I kind of like I had a problem, and I locked myself in the house for days, and I wouldn't even go out of the door, the house door, just to be outside the house, just be in the compound but not inside the house. I couldn't even go out. My like I would stay in the dark the whole day, and I would watch K drama all day. And because of how I was feeling, I'm a person who doesn't watch horror because I always think about what happens, and sometimes I even dream about it, so I avoid watching horror. So I ended up watching horrors like every day, like horror movies and all that, because I thought like instead of me thinking about my situation, I'd rather think about the movie. So I would watch horror, and I was in the dark place. I really had a hard time, and when my mom said I should come back home so that she can take care of me and we can do this spiritual thing, and I tried to go out, but I couldn't. Every time I tried to step outside the house, I would have panic attacks, anxiety attacks. Like I would collapse for a few minutes, and I would really be anxious, and I just ended up being inside the house again. And this was really, really hard to understand, because like I thought I was okay, and now these things are happening and I don't understand, and I'm trying to like get help, but still I cannot help myself because I can't go out. So my mom came here. My mom lives in another state, so she came here and tried to help me. I was able to go out when she was around and went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that I have agoraphobia. It's some type of anxiety disorder that affects you from going outside, because like it's a fear of going outside or going to another state, something like that. So it's part of anxiety though. But she couldn't help me because I wanted to go to my mom's state, go with my mom. So she gave me a referral, and I went home with my mom. And it was hard because the day we went home, I had a panic attack when we stepped outside the house. And then I also got a panic attack when I was at the taxi rank, trying to get inside the taxi, the long distance taxi. So everybody saw what happened, and it was embarrassing. But we made it to Mpumalanga, and I went to the hospital in Mpumalanga, and then they just told me that I needed to go for psychotherapy. It was not hard to go out when I was around my mom, but I was not okay. The doctors wanted to admit me, but I said I don't want to be admitted. Instead, I can come to the hospital every day for whatever they need to do with me. So they just decided that I can just come to the hospital every week to see the psychiatrist and the psychologist. It was really helpful, but at the same time, it was hard for me because every time I went to see the doctor, they took my blood and they injected me like 3 times, and it was I had a great experience with the psychologist. I think that was the light of the tunnel above it all. I talked about a lot of things with the psychologist than I did with my psychologist, and I think he helped me realize other things that I never thought like were possible and stuff like that. I only hated when we talked about my relationship. He didn't like how my relationship was, but I always, I think the problem with me is that I always defended my partner. And one thing that made me defend him a lot this time was because when we went to the traditional healer for inquiries about my spiritual calling, he told me that me and my partner were cursed by some other girl, and he has great plans for our relationship, and he means well and stuff like that. So when the psychologist talked about him at the sessions, I really defended him a lot, and he didn't like that. Even when I explained that the traditional healer said this and that and that, he was like, I don't have to defend him. It doesn't give him the right to like treat me like that and all that. But other than that, I think the relationship part was not fixed because I didn't allow it to be fixed. But the life part, or the traumatic part that I had in life, I think I kind of were able to get like some clearance, maybe closure. Still, I find it hard to forgive, but I think I was able to let go, but I didn't forgive. I just let it go. I didn't think about it much. I just let it go, and but I didn't forgive or forgot. Never, I'll never forget. But I was able to let it go. My medication were increased once again. But this year, when I came back January, I thought things were gonna be okay, and I thought I would have a better year. January, everything was okay. February, things were a bit okay. But after that, I was more depressed than I ever was in life. But I also try to forget about it. I kind of like, I was spending my time with people. One thing that the psychologist told me is to like challenge myself. I'm not a person that goes out to buy things to the tuck shop. I always send somebody. I don't like being with people, like being around people. I don't like it. I prefer being alone. So it was challenging for me to like be around people like he suggested. But when I came back with my sister's kid so she can be around me. And then there was a friend of mine that came from university, and she was done with school, so she was around me a lot. And I think I kind of like used them to get away from my reality and all that. And it was nice being around them too, I don't want to lie. So my sister's kid like went to a boyfriend to live with the boyfriend, and I was left with my partner and the girl. So I think the girl that I usually spend my time with, like, she's very loud and all that. She's an interesting person. It's never a dull moment with her. So I was able to like ignore my situation and just focus on having fun with her and all that. It was great. But sometimes, no matter what you do to distract yourself, it always comes to you. And it did. And that's why today I am doing this video. Um, June, I had a problem and I kind of did not deal with it. And I faced something that really like made me be more traumatized than I ever did. And it has to do with the forgiveness part. I saw somebody that did something bad to me at my grandma's funeral. And another thing, I was forced to go to a funeral that I didn't want to go to. My dad's mother died, which is my grandma, and she was not part of my life at all. So I didn't understand why I had to go. Like, she never called me, did anything for me. She doesn't even know me. She only saw me when there was a funeral there and for other stuff like that. But she was not part of my life, and I didn't want to go there. But I had to. My mom forced me to go, and when I went there, like, there was somebody that I didn't want to see, and that's my father's second wife. um like, she just made the trip like a living hell, and I had so many questions that I didn't understand, especially when my dad wanted me to be around her. That was like the hardest thing, and I still don't understand why she did that. Okay, this is the next day. Yesterday I couldn't finish filming because I had company, so they left late and I sleep at 7. I mean, I take my pills at 7, so by 7:30 I'm pretty much asleep. Right now it's late because I had to go buy groceries. There was nothing in the house. So right now it's like 6 and I have to finish this within an hour. So yeah. So let me just finish the story. I did my nails, but I only put polygel. I didn't find it or anything. I'm still gonna do it right now as I am talking. So like I said, I went to my grandma's funeral and I saw my daddy's wife, and she just made me feel like shit. Like, everything that I tried to put aside came in me, and I just had a panic attack in front of her. And she had the guts to come and stand and watch me. I don't want to say much about this because it's some family secret or something like that, but it's not a secret that I don't like her. And when it comes to my sisters from my dad's side, like, I don't even have a relationship with them. They don't even try to have a relationship with me. So when it comes to my dad's family, like, I'm a stranger to them and they are strangers to me. So it's kind of like hard to call them family. And I feel like when they were like calling all the grandchildrens, and then they say we must stand in front during the funeral service, I was surprised that there were a lot of grand children, like 80 something, and then the grandchildren's children were like 50 something, and I don't even know any of that. So in total my grandmother had like 300 grandchildren, and she died at the age of 100 and something. But anyway, so like, it made me feel left out, made me feel unwanted, and I just kept crying and I was not comfortable. I wanted to leave. My mom talked me into staying for a bit longer because my dad wanted to spend time with me. I haven't seen my dad for like 2 years now. Every time I try to make him come and see me, he has some excuses, like his wife is sick, so he can't leave his wife. So it was good being with my dad, but my dad was kind of angry because I didn't give his other wife like the attention that they needed from me. I had an attitude. I didn't even greet her. Even when she greeted me, like, I kept quiet, and my mom was like, don't do that. I was like, okay, I'm good, and you? I said I'm good. I didn't say you. I didn't care about her at all. So anyway, when I went home, the whole situation that happened there, like, it didn't really sit well with me. To see like a whole family that could be a support to me, like, and then but they just strangers to me. Like it really didn't sit well with me, and I was not happy about that. I was like, I only know 10 people as my family. And I tried to talk to my mom about it, and my mom was like, don't worry about your father's family, I have my own family. And I also told my mom, was like, even your own family, like I don't really know them. I hear you saying that you're gonna go to the funeral, something like that, but or go for a family gathering, somewhere, but like I don't really know them. I remember last year I went to a party where it's just family members, and everyone there like was a stranger to me. Only the birthday person, I only knew her, but other than that they knew me but I didn't know them. And I feel like my mom doesn't like get us exposed to the whole family. I only know a few people in my family. Like if you ask me right now how many we are in my family, I can just tell you 10. The only grandmother I know is on my mother's side, and the only grandmother I thought was my grandmother. Like she was not my biological grandmother, but she treated me like her granddaughter, and she like took care of me even when I was sick, even when my mom was not around. She was there for me. And sadly she died last year, and I felt bad, and I was sad. She was the only grandmother that meant a lot to me, and the only grandmother that I knew growing up, but the rest they just people that I don't even know. So with that in mind, like I really went to like a very hard time. Like I was depressed, and I was supposed to like stay with my mom for a bit, like for the whole month. I had plans. I was like, I'm gonna stay with my mom and save up some money so I could make a birthday party, have a birthday party here. So but I couldn't stay because I was really depressed, and I needed to be far away from people. When I'm depressed, I don't like being around people. And where my mom is, there's a lot of children, and with children they always trying to like talk to me, like they kind of look up to me, and they like trying to like have a moment with me, but I couldn't pretend, it was hard for me. So I came back, but when I came back, luckily there was Popstick, a friend, and she was with me every day. And I feel like me being with her, it made me like not really think about the issues that I had. And I think the moment she went home, like that's when I sleep. So she would be with me from morning till late, till I sleep, and we would like talk, watch movies, laugh together. And I really forgot about everything. But the end of July, like I really felt like there was something wrong with me, and I wanted to cry, but inside was like, don't cry. But there was something heavy, like I couldn't understand like what was going on. And I recognized that because for a moment, like for 2 weeks, let me not just say 2 weeks, but like 3 weeks, yeah, I couldn't go out at all. And every time I tried to like go out to fetch my medicine, because I had to fetch my medicine. My appointment was on the first week of July. That's when I came back from home. So I had medication that I took from the hospital, so it was still enough. But I knew that I had to go back to the clinic and get more medication, but I couldn't go out. I just stayed inside the house, and if I wanted something, I would send a friend of mine to get it. So I didn't recognize like the fact that, okay, it's hard for me to go out, so that means something is wrong. I just kept like putting it aside, ignoring the issue, until the second last week of July. And I really saw my medicine, like they were almost finished, and I knew that I had to go to the clinic quick. And I woke up, I bathed, and as I bathed, like after I bathed, like I went back into to the bed, and then I got up and I tried to like go out. I was like, no, I'll just do it tomorrow. And tomorrow I said tomorrow. And the next day I kept saying tomorrow. And then I talked to her. I was like, there's something wrong with me. I can't go out. So I tried to like go buy a bunny chow with her, and I couldn't. Like I just so I went inside the house, and I knew that there was something wrong with me. So I just went to my bedroom, and I switched off the light, and I tried to think like, what is wrong, Kitty? I thought, and nothing came up. I couldn't even cry. I tried crying because I felt like if I could cry, maybe something would be okay. So the next day, I woke up and everything was different. Like my body was heavy and I couldn't concentrate. Then later that day, I cried. I cried, and I felt like everything was painful. Like my body was painful. I was in physical pain. Even my mind was painful. And I tried to sober up, but I kept crying more. And this time I was trying to stop myself from crying, but I cried even more. So when I was done crying, I slept while crying. I remember that day I even refused to take medicine, but because I saw that I couldn't sleep, I just decided to like take medicine, but I kind of overdosed on it. And then the next day when I woke up, I went to the clinic. I was able to go to the clinic, and it was a journey for me to go to the clinic because I had panic attack when I went out the gate, and I came back and I pulled myself together. Then I went to the station where I would get my taxi, and while I was standing there, I had a panic attack, and some guy took me back inside my house, and then I tried again, and then I put on like earbuds and play music, and then went out to, and I was able to get to the clinic. And I had a hard time at the clinic because of they were shouting at me, and I had to defend myself. So I had panic attack too. So it was hard for me. But when I came back, I was okay. But the next day, I started crying, and I felt the same way that I felt the day before. And from the 1st of August, when I realized that soon I'll be growing up, I think that put so much pressure on me, and I feel like my anxiety went up to 10, and I just hated everything, and I just wanted to just die, and I just kept having like the suicide thoughts, and I would cry, and I was in so much pain, and like I hated everything. I hated life. I hated the television. I hated the house. I just didn't want to be alive. And I googled like what is it that can kill me, because I tried. And when I tried to like google the things that could kill me, like I only got like the referral to like psychologist if you're feeling suicidal, but I didn't care for that. I just wanted to die. And on my birthday, on the day before my birthday, I think that was the worst moment for me. I just felt horrible, and I couldn't breathe. I just, it was so hard for me, and I overdosed. Like I took all my sleeping medicine, and then I woke up the next day, which was my birthday, and I was in a lot of pain. And I tried going out just to see if I will get help or something like that. But at night, I just felt like shit, and I just decided to ride. And so on my birthday, I just told myself that okay, I'm almost 30, and the only thing I've achieved in life is getting more this mental health disorders, and being alone most times. And it's hard, like looking back at everything that I did in life. Like I was never a problem child. I was good. I was the perfect daughter, and I never went to parties. I never did anything that's crazy, or anything that can make people dislike me. And I think being good like didn't do me any good, because I ended up hated for no reason, and I ended up mentally ill. And the most thing I hate about my life is that I have to take pills every day, in the morning, at night, and they are not nice at all. Like nobody deserves to go through such a journey. It's a very painful journey, and I don't know how to not be myself, and I don't know how to be normal, and I want to be normal. I don't want this life at all, but it's like I'm trapped, and I cannot get away from it. If I stop taking pills, then I know that I'm gonna be worse. I'm gonna be really sick, and I don't want to feel that pain. Every time I consume sugar, it makes me feel like hell. And last day they told me that the reason that um sugar is making me feel like that is because of stress. So I just, on my birthday, I thought I should go and buy a cold drink, and then I just wanted to like eat whatever I want to eat, but I couldn't do that because I knew how it will make me feel, and I knew that if I do that, I'll probably end up in a hospital. You see, I cannot even eat a cake on my birthday. I can't buy a cake because it has sugar. It has sugar, and sugar doesn't make me feel good. Sugar makes me end up in the hospital. I can't, if I'm lazy, I can't even buy energy drink because it has caffeine. I can buy a coffee because it has caffeine, and even if I buy decaf, still it's a problem. And you call this a life when you cannot enjoy it. Like, who did I offend? Huh? Who did I offend? Like, really, if God really exists, like, why would he? Oh, like, if he does exist, if God does exist, he's heartless. He's really heartless. This is not a life that is meant to be lived. No, no, it's not. But he's just sitting there watching everything. And I'll be like, okay, she had enough. Let me just give her a better life now. I hear people saying there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I've been through this tunnel. I've been walking, trying to find the light. It's never there. It's never there. How long do I have to keep walking to looking for the tunnel? How long? This is like my youth now. I'm supposed to be enjoying. And when I'm like 30, 40, I was supposed to rest and be like, you know what? In my youth, I did this, I ate this, I did that. Now it's time to rest. Like, where would I get time to go party? Just on my birthday and be like, let me just go to the club. Every time I'm around people, I faint. Hmm? I faint. You start with the body feeling like it's itching. Then you lose your breath. Then boom, down. Around people. Even just to go at the tuck shop because there are a lot of boys there. It's hard for me. It's hard. For real. Why would he do this? Why would God do this? If he does exist, why would he do this? If it doesn't exist, like, even the system of life is like so unfair. So unfair. Like, I know a lot of people who never gotten sick like once, but they are living their best life. They are enjoying life. I grew up so hard, sick every time, and I'm still sick even this day. Even this day. The only reason that made me not commit suicide this time was because I tried and I didn't die. If there is a way that I can commit suicide right now, I will do it. I will do it. But right now I don't know. Like, I just don't know. I think the only thing I can do is just wake up. If I'm not lazy, do whatever I want to do. Like, wait, not what I want to do. Do the only thing I can do, which is watch K-drama the whole day. I decided to even try exercising, but it didn't work. So the only thing I can do everything is wake up, watch K-drama, eat. Sometimes I don't even bath for weeks. No, not weeks, for days. And sometimes, even if I try to like bath, it doesn't happen. It'd be like, no, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going to touch the water. I try to be like, damn, bitch, you are stinky. So you need to like bath. Most of the time, I don't bath when I have to go outside. While I'm inside the whole week, I might not even bath, but not the whole week, like maybe 4 days in a week, I don't even bath. I stay like that. Same clothes. I don't know the purpose of this video, but I just thought I had to share because I wanted to like talk to my psychologist, but they gave me a date that is far back. And I don't really want to call the suicide people psychologists because I'm not gonna kill myself. I tried, it didn't help, so I thought maybe I could share this on how my birthday was. It was hell. and probably next year it'll still be hell. So I don't really know the purpose of this, but anyway, I am filing my nails right now. I'm not gonna show the process of me decorating my nails because it's almost late, and I'm about to sleep in 20 minutes. So right now I have to like edit this video right now and post it today. So I have 20 minutes to do that, but maybe tomorrow I'll just edit and put the final touches of my nails. But they're not gonna be pink. They're gonna be pink, but they're gonna be like this color because my hair is this color. And then I'm gonna put this white pink like here, like in the edges of my nails, and maybe I'll just draw like an arc like here, and that's how my nails will be. Right now I just need to file them, then I put um the gel and decorate, and then I'm gonna put like the top coat, and so that they can be shiny. And yeah, man, if anybody is suffering from mental health, you can reach out. Maybe we can help each other. You can just comment about your challenges with mental health, with how I can help myself. Like, I really need ideas of how I can really get through this, because I've been a mental patient for 12 years, and I feel till this day I cannot help myself. The moment I feel like I'm okay is like I'm just waiting for another day to break down, you understand? And when it gets worse, it's really worse. It's like the only thing that can help you is death. Other than that, like, nothing can help you. So if you know something that can really help me when I feel helpless, please comment or just reach out. Or if there's something I can do, or if you're really struggling too, maybe we can just talk to each other and help each other and see how things go. But I'm not gonna kill myself. But I am suicidal, but I'm not gonna kill myself. It's just a thought when things get hard. But today I think I feel better than yesterday. Maybe because I went out, got some fresh air. Because usually I'm cooped inside the house. I don't even step outside the door, so I don't really get the fresh air. But I did. And sometimes because my eyes are very sensitive to light. But I went out and I bought some things for me. Things I can eat. uh, I try to like buy as many like nice food that I can eat that doesn't have like sugar, and like Danone, it doesn't have a lot of sugar, but it does. Sometimes when I eat it I don't feel okay, but sometimes I do feel okay. Like today, I'm okay. I ate it, but I'm still okay. Yeah, so from tomorrow I'm just gonna watch K-drama and try and do like TikTok videos and trying to like, but I don't want to avoid the issue, but I don't want to be depressed at the same time. So I'm gonna try to do things that takes my mind off like the fact that I really, really, really want to die. So yeah, thank you. I'm gonna post the last a picture of the final touches of my nails. I have like 17 minutes now, so yeah, let me hurry up. Thank you for listening. I am grateful for your patience. I really mean that. I know it doesn't seem like that, but I really mean that. From the psycho, peace out. This is Kitty Minaj anyway. Like, subscribe, and comment, please. I need help. I'm okay today. You can see I'm a bit cheer up. Like yesterday, I was like, fuck's sake, and I thought I was gonna like cry with the whole movie, because usually when I talk my story, like, it's really hard for me. I always cry. So if you really want more stories about such things, then yeah, comment so I can share like my journey. 12 years as a mental patient.